CloudGuard AppSec enables automated deployment that requires no rule tuning. It relies on the concept of application self-protection powered by a contextual AI engine. CloudGuard AppSec can stop application layer attacks, including OWASP Top 10, with little to no manual tuning or false positives. It can stop unauthorized API access and abuse without breaking applications and frustrating users. It can identify and stop malicious bots before they can negatively impact the customer's experience. And it can catch any HTTP-based CVEs and known vulnerabilities. AppSec relies on several mechanisms to provide its top-of-the-line protection: contextual score-based decision engine, continuous learning, open API schema validation, bot identification, and IPS protection. Let's face it, no customer trying to access a website would be happy with being blocked due to a false positive on the website's end. This is critical to any business or service delivered via a web application. AppSec uses contextual analysis, which combines the risk analysis of multiple engines to determine if the transaction with a target application is legitimate or not. Those engines include a transaction risk engine, which breaks the transaction into small elements called attack indicators, which are then examined by a dedicated machine learning algorithm to make the decision to block or allow. Additionally, AppSec uses a user behavior risk engine, which analyzes all of the requests made from a specific user, looking into malicious intent in prior user requests. You can take this one step further by creating an allow list of trusted users, which accelerates the application learning. Furthermore, the crowd behavior risk engine maps a site based on how all users interact with it. If a critical mass of users uses a website a certain way, the probability of a request being a specific attack is lower. Finally, the content risk engine learns what content is typical for a specific field in a specific application, providing a deeper analysis of the content itself and the patterns that are expected in each field. The final score reached by the decision engine is either to allow the transaction through to the application or to block it, this while dramatically minimizing false positive decisions. Before the engines kick into action, the system begins in learn detect mode. In only a short period of time, it completes its learning, and the user can choose to switch it to prevent mode. Behind the scenes, the system gathers raw data on the transaction sources, their HTTP methods, the type of HTTP requests, and their headers. This information is all parsed and fed into the aforementioned engines for analysis. When the system completes its learning, the user can choose to switch it to prevent mode. This process of gathering data, parsing it, and feeding it to the engines is performed on a continuous basis. A user can assist the learning process and shorten the learning curve by responding to tuning suggestions. For example, this user assistance is called supervised learning. AppSec narrows the scope of API attacks by allowing API schema validation. Users can upload their schema, which describes the API functionality of the server. AppSec then makes sure to enforce this schema by ensuring that no one can infiltrate applications via API fields and values that are not explicitly allowed in the schema. The use of bots for automated attacks against login pages is a regular practice among threat actors. CloudGuard AppSec utilizes client-side behavioral analysis to distinguish between human behavior and bot behavior. Once a client connects to a server, it performs a GET operation. It receives the page from the server, including a JavaScript developed by Checkpoint that is injected to the browser of the client. The script collects behavioral information from the client. When the client performs a POST operation to the server, it will include the decision of the script, which defines if the request originated from a bot or from a human. Finally, the IPS protection offered by CloudGuard AppSec is complementary to the protections already discussed. AppSec IPS protection, which is based on Checkpoint's award-winning Gateway IPS protection, catches any known vulnerabilities, preventing known malicious CVEs by looking for network signatures in HTTP requests.